Thank you very much, Dr. Cooper. I am so very pleased to be here today to welcome the Right Honorable Michaël Jean back to Dalhousie. The last time the Honorable Michaël Jean was here was for the delivery of the Shar Shalom lecture, a beautiful lecture on the subject of hope in an environment of despair. And of course, that was in 2019 BC, before COVID. So it is a real pleasure for me to welcome you back and also welcome Dalhousie staff and faculty and scholars and students from across Canada here and online for this very special occasion of the inaugural conference sponsored by a Black People's History of Canada project, BPHC. It is a 3-year project initiated and funded by the Department of Canadian Heritage and Dalhousie University, led by Principal Investigator and Project Director Dr. Afua Cooper, an award-winning historian and author, as we know, a Killam Research Chair in Black History and African Diaspora Studies, a faculty member, as Dr. Cooper pointed out, in the departments of sociology and social anthropology and in history. Afua's expertise is broad and deep, encompassing African Canadian culture, Black women's history, gender, slavery, abolition and freedom, Black literature and education, and Black agency and political consciousness. Dr. Cooper has conducted research in African ascended peoples and their cultures across Canada and internationally in Jamaica, in France, the US, Britain, Senegal, and Ethiopia. Dr. Cooper has published a number of critically acclaimed books that have made and continue to make significant and lasting contributions to race and gender studies in African North American history. Her groundbreaking book on Canadian slavery, The Hanging of Angelique, The Untold Story of Slavery in Canada and the Burning of Old Montreal, was nominated for the Governor-General's Award. And Dr. Cooper has curated and worked on several important exhibits, including the Underground Railroad, Next Stop Freedom, Enslaved Africans in Upper Canada, and the Transatlantic Slave Trade. And of course, Afua has made many distinctive and creative artistic contributions as a successful novelist, author of children's historical fiction, and as a poet, publishing 5 books of poetry. I can't imagine a more perfect fit to lead this critically important Canadian Heritage project and our inaugural conference. So thank you very much, Dr. Cooper, for your outstanding contributions. None of that was included in my original notes, but since no one is really introducing Dr. Cooper, I thought I would go through some of those incredible contributions. The BPHC project has the main purpose to conduct new research into our nation's rich African Canadian heritage, partnering with African Canadian groups and government agencies responsible for education. The BPHC will help create new elementary and secondary school curricula in English and French for the teaching of Black history in every Canadian province and territory. We are truly honored to both support and be part of this important work and conversation precisely because of the impacts it will have and the legacy it will build across the communities that we serve here in Halifax, in Atlantic Canada, and beyond. And it is especially fitting, that the project is located in Nova Scotia, the province with the oldest and largest Black historical community in Canada. This conference is important to Dalhousie for a number of reasons. Throughout the conference, teachers, academics, students, and cultural workers will offer panels, workshops, and cultural presentations. These panels and workshops will provide opportunities to explore ideas and best practices around how we can teach Black Canadian history in ways that can be integrated into our STEM education and our STEM courses. And to provide an example of one of our exciting Dalhousie projects that continues to expand opportunities for prospective students in our STEM programs, I'd like to say a few words about our Imhotep Legacy Academy, the ILA program, which is an innovative university community partnership that uniquely mobilizes university and college students and faculty and community leaders to help improve student success and bridge the achievement gap for grades 6 to 12 students of African heritage in Nova Scotia. ILA provides its participants with an enriching blend of real-world learning projects, skill building, tutoring support, and leadership development activities. Now operating in half of Nova Scotia's regional school boards, ILA trains and supports university and college students to play powerful roles in the lives of high school students through the building of self-confidence, self-discipline, and the mastery of concepts across scientific, technical, engineering, and math fields. I am thrilled to share some of our successes through this partnership between ILA, Dalhousie University, and the Toronto Dominion Bank that has recently created 4 renewable promise scholarships, which are intended to reduce the financial barrier for African Nova Scotian students pursuing studies in STEM-related fields. I'm happy to share that to date, 48 scholarships have been awarded. $235,000 has been allocated as of September 2022. We've also committed a further $238,000 to students between grades 7 and 11. 10 students who held the scholarships have already graduated. 11 current Promise Scholar students are currently at Dal, and another 13 students hold Promise Awards for future studies. They are currently in grades 7 to 11. And I want to thank Dr. Kevin Hewitt, former chair of Senate here at Dalhousie, and the new Associate Dean, Equity and Inclusion in the Faculty of Science, for his extraordinary leadership building the ILA and related initiatives. Dalhousie also recognizes the urgent need to improve the diversity and inclusiveness of its degree offerings, particularly those centered on the histories, the thoughts, culture, and lived experience and experiences of Black people. Our minor in Black and African Diaspora Studies in the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, currently led by Dr. Afua Cooper. By September 2023, we will be launching a new major in Black and African Diaspora Studies, the first in Canada. And while scholarships and financial assistance are critical to our student success, equally important is a sense of engagement, belonging, and support we create across our communities through initiatives that include the development of an African Nova Scotian Research Policy and Engagement Center, a hub for African Nova Scotian research policy and development, and a hub for students, faculty, and community and staff engaging in this research at Dalhousie. Also including our contributions are efforts to develop a pool of on-campus part-time summer jobs for African Nova Scotian students, an initiative intended to ease financial challenges and expose some of our very talented and deserving students and postgraduate professionals, to postgraduate and professional schools. And of course, we continue to ensure that research assistance and graduate opportunities are available to African Nova Scotian students. And we continue to ensure that those opportunities are widely communicated and promoted. Dr. Cooper, thank you again for your ongoing commitment to this important work. I want to thank Quinta Adams and Michelle Williams, co-chairs of Dalhousie's African Nova Scotia Advisory Council, for their ongoing work towards implementing our ANS strategy. Once again, thank you all for including me in today's events and for giving me the opportunity to highlight and to celebrate some of the excellent work that is being done here at Dalhousie. Thanks again. Have a wonderful, wonderful session.